flute on a duke. Welcome to this episode of Smells Like Pod, episode 3. Or wait, no, you started with 0, didn't you?
Yeah, I think this is actually the official first one.
You know, they call that zero indexed. You zero indexed the videos. So it started at 0. It's like a computer programming thing.
That sounded like a Metal Gear Solid thing, and I love that. I love it even more.
I wish I never played Metal Gear Solid, actually. I wish I had done that.
One time I brought it up in class, and the teacher thought I said, "Milk your solid."
Okay.
And I was incredibly embarrassed because she then repeated that to the whole class. She's like, "Did you just say milk your solid?"
And you're like, yeah, fine.
Yeah, so I guess everybody in that class thought I was talking about milking a prostate or something like that. So, great. Thank you.
Was that in high school or was that?
That was in college. Thank you, academia.
In college.
Yeah.
So,
Speaking of academia,
yeah,
Bernie Sanders.
There we go. Let's talk about Bernie Sanders today. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my parents put up a Joe Biden sign in their front yard, and then
Did they really?
I counteracted it by putting a Bernie Sanders sign out next to it.
You didn't.
And I was like, yeah, well, this is my protest vote. And then I was realizing after a while, I was like, you know what? Bernie, maybe I did feel a certain way, but I'm not going to vote for him now. So I took the sign down. I'm just like, what am I doing? You know, I got the Kanye merch coming, but, am I going to vote for Bernie? No. But Bernie, we do owe him a couple things because he did actually prove to us in 2020 it's actually difficult to be a white guy.
Whoa.
Because...
Can you... Wait,
Kanye
did what?
Well, Bernie, he was trying to give us health care or, anything really, just, a bone. And everybody came out of the woodworks to kill him, basically, pulling his minority Jewish card out of his pocket, and hitting him with just, "You white man," and then, we have literally a corpse and a cop rapist as our, option. But that's
both white.
It's fine, but that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
We don't care anymore. It was like in the moment to care. It was Bernie was on the chopping block.
Well, they took the election from him twice. I mean the
right.
Even in 2016,
Trump called him the best loser there is, and
I've never heard that.
It's true. I mean,
why is everything Trump says like
coming true?
Yeah. What? That's kind of crazy. Is it too loud with this window open? Should we?
No, you can't even hear it
okay?
at all.
Okay. I am kind of sad about Bernie. He seemed like the most interesting candidate, and then I knew a lot of people were voting for him, but it seems like he still couldn't win. What's with that?
Well, I mean, one thing that he did wrong was just he didn't...
what did he do wrong?
He didn't change up his strategy when he should have. And, he was trying to get only 30% of the vote. It was a big voting pool. I mean, I'm not going to even
right, so Dan, now
do the whole thing.
You're the campaign leader, whatever they call him. You're on the Sanders, head of the campaign. What's the strategy? We need to get this guy fucking elected.
I go, look, Bernie, it's time to switch it up and think bigly. It's time to kill Joe Biden, slip some ricin in, call Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas, call Kamala Harris a cop, call Pete a to his face. Just say you're not going to do anything, you corporatist piece of shit, you cocksucking corporatist.
You're going to bleep half this out.
Show some fucking oompsva, or whatever Vermonty Jewish word he would use. But he just needed to step it up a bit, and he really just, doubled down and
he played it safe.
He played it pussyfootedly,
too safe. Yeah, pussyfootedly. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
I don't know where my other Bernie Sanders.
Do you think Bernie Sanders calling everyone
calling everybody the N-word on public TV and getting away with it?
Do you think? I think he'd be.
Listen, you are all in trouble, okay? I'm actually going to help the American people, all right? Just shut up and let me help.
Do you think that would go viral and he would immediately get elected?
I think they would have canceled the election and they would have put him as the president immediately. They go, look, he won. All right,
Look,
he superseded it.
we don't,
okay,
we don't.
we're too scared now. We're handing it over.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah. What else? You had something else to add to the Bernie thing, or something else entirely? By the way, I love that campaign strategy.
He just, should have switched it up. Should have adopted some Trumpian strategies. We're living in a different political era, so it's no longer prim and prop. It's like people are trying to be more real, and it's just like, I know that's going to break a lot of people's brains when they hear that, but,
That's what the podcast is for.
Exactly. This is the short-circuiting podcast.
If you came to listen to this podcast and you thought, oh, my brain's they're gonna reassert the things I already believe. No. Probably not.
We'll challenge those things. What happened to question everything? What
happened to making you better?
Let's get better. Bernie Sanders, he really should have just returned to his white roots and just school shooting the whole fucking competition.
Oh my God. Is that what you had written down?
He really should have just Columbined the fucking competition because, instead he's just acting like, okay, yeah, you know what? Joe's a good guy, He raped me once, too. I was fine with that, okay? And... whatever. We just have to take our bumps. It was like, what happened to leading the political revolution to just taking the fucking, taking the status quo anal beads up the ass.
Status quo anal beads.
Jesus.
I think after that, I have to unassociate myself with this podcast. That was. It was. I mean, you're right.
That's like it was some Requiem for a Dream ass to ass shit. It's like we're at that level of this scene where it's just like Joe Biden is now in the crowd going ass to ass
it's
with his son Hunter and his laptop right next to him, and then he's like recording it, he's webcamming it. It's on his OnlyFans.
You want to look away. It's uncomfortable. So is that what you wanted to talk about with Bernie and stuff?
Yeah, that was I'm really glad I found that note.
I can go to my thing, or did you have something else you wanted to bring up?
No, this is a perfect time to do it.
So my thing looks like, I live in a downtown city area in New Hampshire. I won't say where, even though probably everyone listening to this knows. I don't know. There might be some strangers out there. Hey, welcome to the podcast.
Welcome.
By the way. And they just... For the first time, there's been a billboard outside my window, right on Main Street, for about a year, maybe 2 years. It's been like an anti-drug, anti-heroin sort of please, Dad, please get better. Call this hotline if you're addicted to heroin. They took it down, and now, a couple weeks ago, I woke up, and now it just says it's just 2 words. It just says Trump country. And it's right here on Main Street. And that was when I realized that morning, I had a moment where I was like, whoa, he's going to win again. We're going to get 4 more years of Trump. We're going to have 8 years of Trump.
It's the 4 more Trump opioid years, yeah.
And I don't know if we can handle it, to be honest.
That's the thing. You have to not let it break your brain. You have to.
I don't think
get a hobby.
I think
do something else. You think you're gonna change anything?
Is that the outcome
voting for these people?
Is that the outcome that people want? When they're re-electing Trump, okay, we just need everyone to go get a hobby. We need everyone.
We're going to continue doing our thing, slowly killing you, cattling you, whatever. But yeah, go argue on Facebook or whatever. Or actually, really don't argue on Facebook.
I mean, they're going to go argue on Facebook anyway.
Mm-hmm. That's the real opiate of the masses. Facebook.
That's the real new hobby. I mean, the last 4 years politically have been a giant headache since Trump got elected. And I don't know, 4 more years? Do you really think people are going to be able to handle that? Are we going to go into civil war? Is the media going to spiral into just becoming so opposite and so, what's the word I'm looking for? Just extreme that people are not going to be able to, are they literally going to either get so involved in politics that it's I just don't know.
Yeah.
Help me out here.
Well, let me throw some oil on the fire right here by saying, it's really in these news media companies or Facebook companies or social media's best interest to keep the Trump train going, because it's like they have, these media ratings have been low, it's all-time trust in journalism's at an all-time low. It's just like people don't even know what they can really trust anymore because everything's been so far politicized that it's almost like things that really should have never been politicized have already been so deeply that it's like there's really almost, it feels like there's no way out of this hole. But, I have a feeling that, like, even if Trump didn't get elected again, like, Trump would still be Trumping, trolling on social media, whatever. It would be like we're having two presidents. It would be like Joe Biden and Trump are our presidents,
Yeah.
So
that's a good point.
I don't really know because it's also, we've been basically fed a paradox for like 4 years straight where it was like the country is on its way to hell and everything's crumbling and going to shit, but also things have been kind of fine at the same time.
Yeah, right.
So it's been like, what paradoxes are you willing to accept?
I think you said it earlier, right? You said life is about how many. You say it.
Life is really just about how many paradoxes you're willing to accept.
Magnifique. I love it.
And it's just like, I don't know. I feel like I've had like a little bit of a waking up moment where it's just like I was so politically invested in all this stuff and just for what? It's never really served me. I feel like I've done my research and come to my own conclusions about these things. And it's like, well, I think I'm going to be happier if I'm kind of making my pool a little smaller and focusing on my family, myself, my hobbies, things I actually like. And Mark Maron even had a bit too where he was like, oh, well, where were you, when Obama was around and stuff like that. And he goes, well, just work it on me and stuff like that. And it's like, he makes a joke being like, that's like what we shouldn't have been doing when really it's what we should have been doing all along. Because you start to notice, okay, you want to start to pick apart like the president and everything he's ever done. Why stop at Trump? How about let's go back one to Obama? 8 years of that.
Yeah, that's
who
true.
invented the drone strike over here,
Invented the drone strike.
Who basically invented the charismatic politician promising hope and never any change. Running on, like, for real bad credit neoliberalism.
Wow, I didn't know you were
all this
like,
shit over the years.
I didn't know you had these opinions about Obama. I kind of like the way you're saying it, at least.
Well, it's just like people just only want to like harp on it when it's like the bad guy or it's like not their team. When it's like really it's just a one team thing. It's like the government overall. So it's like it's really just why stop there at questioning and criticizing this administration. How about let's go back one? How about let's go back another and another? And you start to notice like, oh, Trump really hasn't been that bad after all.
Oh my God, what are you saying? That's insane. So do you think we could handle 4 more years of Trump?
That is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Remember how at the beginning of this pandemic, when they said, if we're shut down for 2 months, everyone's going to die. There's no way we could ever survive. And look at where we are. We're at like 16 fucking months into this thing. And we're all okay. I mean, some of us are dead. Yeah, sure. But some of us were going to die already.
Yeah.
Remember when Vanessa Hudgenson says, some of us are going to die? And she was like high out of her mind on Instagram Live and just everybody was like hating when really she was like giving away the game and all the keys, really. Just with a smile on her face. And we all got mad. But really, it's just like, I think no one really talks about, I think it's a great misinformation that we have been dealt where we're only focusing on COVID cases and not the infection fatality rate, which means if you do get this virus, what's the likelihood in which you will die? And for healthy people, that's at like a 0.05%.
But what about herd immunity, Dan?
Well, the thing about herd immunity is that everybody got showed these like graphs at the beginning with like Dr. AIDS Fauci and like saying, hey, look, herd immunity bad, this good, shut down economy good, herd bad. And it's just like, these are just concepts of fucking nature, like how gravity is a concept. Like if you were going to land a plane, you aren't going to say, are you going to use the gravity method to land this plane? No, you would just land the plane because gravity just freaking exists. Just like how herd immunity exists amongst people. There's never been a vaccine for a virus before because there is no vaccine for the common cold. It's like people think that like a vaccine is going to change everything here when really that is a perfect excuse for them to implement some sort of social credit score, which you are seeing in other parts of the world already like that.
Oh, like
which
in China?
Which is why Nancy Pelosi doesn't want to get this bill passed because it has social tracing or whatever it's called, distance tracing.
No, contact tracing.
Contact tracing, yeah. It's just a way for them to...
What is that? What is contact? I'm so tapped out of it, but let me know.
I just think it's the Western version of a social credit score, which you see how the U.S. has tried to implement a lot of things that China has been doing in their own country and trying to adapt those philosophies, basically to out-China in their own way, where we can get ahead of these things and... I'm going real. I thought I was trying to keep it light, and I'm going way off.
So, how do I get a really high social credit score? I want to get...
Well, you can't be posting anything problematic or even questionable on social media.
Well,
so here's a list of words you can't say anymore. Here's a list of places you can't go and times you can't go there.
That sounds easy.
And don't worry because we'll reward you if you're a good boy, and we'll fucking kill you if you're not.
What do I get? What do I get if I'm good?
You get a life, and you'll appreciate it.
A life?
You'll get a life that we'll give you, and you'll like it.
Oh, thanks.
Or else.
Thanks, Nancy.
You're welcome.
How do I get a low credit score? And what happens if I... what happens if I go... do I really... Are they going to kill me?
No, they'll just maybe bring you into like a Chinese Uyghur Muslim camp or some kind of free labor camp,
Free labor.
Why would they kill you? They can use you as free labor.
Yeah, I could just be making Nikes for the rest of my life.
Yeah, man. Arts and crafts forever. It's not so bad.
We did go dark with this.
I know.
But it's still kind of funny.
Yeah, well. Let's talk about PLAYBOI CARTI for a second.
Ooh, okay. What about... I like PLAYBOI CARTI.
Well, it's Halloween.
How would it be?
How would I trick or treat? It is Halloween.
Are you going dressed as
he's our
PLAYBOI
favorite
CARTI?
Vampire, our favorite gay vampire.
PLAYBOI CARTI's not gay.
PLAYBOI CARTI is a yaoi character.
He is
now.
dating... okay, we'll go back to that. But isn't he dating is Iggy Azalea?
Yes. Iggy Azalea Deutsche Bank. He is... dating her, and there was this Instagram live recently where she was being grilled about when are we gonna drop a whole lot of red, all these things, and they're like, what's going on with the vampire, and she's like, oh yeah, CARTI, he's a vampire, he's a gay vampire now.
Oh yeah, she called him a gay vampire.
She called him a faggot vampire. And it's a part of his process, so he wakes up, sucks a garlic dick, and then thinks about maybe recording in the baby voice with our son Gilbert on his fucking lap.
Oh my God.
He'll drop when he's ready. He'll drop when he... This has turned into like Queen of England shit now. He'll drop when he's ready. Now it's like a young Irish boy selling a newspaper. Which, CARTI being a gay vampire, he's into that.
Do you think Iggy is cute? Miss Azalea? Miss CARTI? Mrs. CARTI?
Didn't she have that song came out when I was like a wee lad?
What song was it? What was it?
I'm so fancy.
Oh, that was her?
Yeah. Who dat? Who dat?
Oh yeah.
Hey, how about I just say who dat? Who dat? And did you cringe?
What?
Did your butthole tighten in fear?
Yeah.
Like you're doing something you're not supposed to do?
Tell us in the comments if your butthole cringed.
Well, CARTI, he's into that butthole tightening. What can I say?
Do you think he heard that?
CARTI, he's working on his Kegels, all right? There's a reason they call him the CARTI Kegler.
Well.
I thought I had way more to say about PLAYBOI CARTI, but I think I
Was that it?
I just squeezed all the toothpaste out of that one right there.
Wow.
I just squeezed all the cum out of that CARTI cock right there.
Okay. Okay. We got it.
I'm going to have to bleep that part just for fun.
Just for fun.
Just for fun.
What did he say?
That's the Patreon. You'll have to pay.
For the unbleeped version.
I can't believe I said on this podcast, Trump isn't that bad.
You did. I know. This is a big. So,
but it's like I believe in you. I believe in us. Don't let it break your brain. You're gonna live.
Exactly.
And you know what? If you don't, well, then you die. Then you die.
I've known Dan for at least since 2016, and when that election happened, that was intense. Because Trump got elected, I think a relationship of his ended, and now here he is 4 years later, and he's saying Trump isn't that bad.
He got me out of a toxic relationship, and I kind of owe him my new life.
Yeah, you could say it like that. Yeah.
I just feel like we could learn a little bit from this moment, I mean, definitely, I feel like the key here is to walk away with at least a sense of self-awareness.
I like that you're being positive. I just don't think... I think it's too late for some people. If Trump gets reelected, I don't think the next 4 years are going to be...
Well, that's because you and I both know the answer to this question without having to ask it, which is, if you asked certain people online, if their candidate doesn't win... what will you do? One of those answers will be to fuck shit up, start a civil war, X, Y, and Z, all of the above. And some people, they want that because, you know what? Their lives have no meaning. They're bored. They have nothing else but this digital war that's going to be waged online. Yeah. This cold digital war, as you put it.
Yeah, cold. It's like a Cold War, like you said.
The new Cold War.
The new Cold War, yeah. It's all online now.
Yeah, and people are raring to go, and really it's just,
Should we have a hot war?
You're walking down the streets over here. I don't want to have a hot war. I want to live in a society. I want to be able to walk down the street and have businesses be open and go back out to doing things, don't you? Or do you want to just shut everything down and burn it all down, and then we have nothing?
Right. Ugh. Yeah, I've thought that for a while. Like, people seem to use the political thing as a proxy for not looking at their own life, like their own problems within their own family or within their own group of friends or whatever. They focus on these big, huge political issues, which in general they don't have very much control over, if any. And so it's sort of like...
Or they think it has a greater impact on their lives than it does.
Yeah.
Nothing to me was more revealing than the death of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, because you get everybody coming out of the woodworks being like, I used to cook cookies for her, and it's like, bitch, shut the fuck up. She was a corporatist-ass judge who had a weird, lame-ass cringe movie come out with Stephen Colbert and them doing fucking pussy Kegel exercises. And it was trying to, humanize her when she's already been dead since 2018 and you're just finding out now.
2018, yeah.
It's just like, these people don't care about you. You're an ant to them.
Oh, yeah, by the way, they don't know you.
They never will know you.
You know who knows you? Your parents, your brothers and sisters.
And you can't be them.
The people down the street know you. How about you focus
people
your energy...
in your neighborhood, in your community. When's the last time you talked to your neighbor?
Yeah, my what?
What?
Yeah.
I have those.
Don't they have COVID?
To quote the great gay boy CARTI, what? What?
Bleep. Whatever you're about to do, yes.
Yeah, anyway. I think we should just... try to be more friendly to people. We have a lot more in common than we think. I was making a joke with Ethan about we went to get a coffee at the coffee shop down the street before this, and we were talking a little bit about politics and the coronavirus and things like that. And I just thought it'd be so funny because I could kind of feel like some tension building in that shop a little bit, and I just thought it was so funny if me toting a Biden-Harris bumper sticker on my ass and Ethan wearing a MAGA hat, and we're just acting like this gay couple, and it's just yeah, we're arguing about this, but at the end of the day we still get along.
Yeah,
we can still be friends, even lovers. It's just yeah, I'd rather try to go run towards the love than try to run farther apart before you rip each other apart. in this online war that Facebook is organizing.
Oh, I love the last part.
And Twitter. I mean, all these things are compliant. I mean, it's basically this porn algorithm that gets fed to us that's about conflict, the porn war algorithm conflict.
Ooh. Yeah, package that.
Yeah, that could be ironed out a little bit, but...
No, I like it.
It's rough, but it's true. I mean, these algorithms just show you more and more to make you stay online more, which is kind of like the hardcore pornography aspect of it.
You still haven't seen The Social Dilemma, right?
I've seen The Social Dilemma
You did?
in real life over the past 10 years.
Yeah, there. I mean,
how's that for an answer?
Thank you. That's a better answer than I.
How about can you people stop like waking up overnight, like being woke and being like, oh, I've just discovered it. It's like, yeah. I live here too. Welcome to the world we live in. Now you can finally start being a functioning member of society.
Oh my God, you're right.
I'm and right.
I like the way you said though about we're more alike than we are different. It was funny the other night. I try to go on a walk every evening. Also, I think everyone listening should go on a walk if you can.
Just why, really quickly? Can you tell me why?
Why? Well, first of all, it's good for your like mental well-being. Obviously, get out, explore your surroundings.
I've never thought about that until now. My mental health, that is.
Well, here's the good thing about it. It kind of by going outside of your home and by exploring, you're kind of what would you say? Increasing your field of potential. Sometimes when you're cramped up inside, which I think we all are these days, no,
a little bit.
Going outside for a walk is like kind of expanding your field of potential. Sorry for the Jordan Peterson drop quotes right there, but
you mean the Lobster Man?
The Lobster guy, yeah, the one who says we should walk straight.
He made that posture. Movie, The Lobster. What does that movie say about marriage?
Shut up. So if you go for a walk, even if it's just down the street, even if it's just to the end of your street and go back, back when you were like a kid before you had a cell phone. Yeah, I don't know, what a weird concept anyway. But just go down the street, go walk back. I mean, what are you going to do anyway? Are you going to spend the next 2 hours on your phone scrolling through Instagram or whatever? What good are you doing yourself or anyone else?
Probably shouldn't do that.
So go for a walk. For a walk. And so anyway, I was on a walk the other night. Also, it helps burn carbs or burns calories.
Carbs?
10,000
specifically.
Yes. 10,000 steps a day is what they recommend. If you want to get abs, just go walk 10,000 steps a day.
Who doesn't want that?
This is a well-being podcast, health and fitness.
Yeah.
We've now just pivoted.
I had to make my steak and cheese pivot after the Attack on Titan Season 4 trailer came out, and I saw those Aaron abs, and I want that 10-pack.
Oh, my God. He has a 10-pack.
And a man bun.
And a man bun.
I'm halfway. I have one of those things.
Man buns are back in? Are they back in? Did they leave?
Somebody told me recently that, like, just having your hair up is just a sign of power, and Aaron was more powerful when he had that man bun, and he's kind of been weaker with his hair down. So I don't know.
Oh.
Anyway, little Attack on Titan right there. But
a little bit of anime truth right there.
I'm an anime truther. What can I say? If there's one thing I want to come out on this podcast is I am an anime truther.
And soon you all will be.
Full Metal Alchemist, the original, is better than Brotherhood.
What did Elon say about Full Metal Alchemist? Was that what he was talking about?
Elon actually had the same exact opinion as me right there, and in this one case, he was correct.
Wow. You can be wrong a lot of the time and still be right once.
Hey, a broken musk is right once a day, right?
So anyway, I was walking, doing my evening walk, and I just started rewatching the show Big Mouth with my girlfriend, and it's a funny show. Nick Kroll, I don't know, pretty very Jewish. Say what you will about that, but
Bernie-esque. Was he trying to give us healthcare? Was Big Mouth trying to give us healthcare?
There's an episode called Planned Parenthood, which is sort of like, it's probably in the same ideological.
Sounds Elizabeth Warren-esque to me.
Which is Did Warren want to give us free healthcare?
I don't. It changed from day to day. Just like her identity.
So I started rewatching this show. She had never seen it. She really likes it. It's funny. It's like sex ed for like, you know, and it's not like boring or overly graphic. It's just funny. And I walked by the window of just an apartment down the street, and this guy was with his girlfriend also watching Big Mouth, like the same episode. And I had a moment where I was like, oh my God. I was like, we're all separated, like in different apartments, different houses, whatever. But we're all pretty much doing the same thing. And I was like, what do we do to break down these walls?
The Death Stranding needs to happen, and we need Sam Porter Bridges to deliver our goods. I don't know.
Oh, the Death Stranding, yes.
Yeah, I just feels like we're kind of at a crossroads, right? It's like, do we want to be more separate, or do you want to just break down the walls?
I mean, I don't know. There's probably
more options than that.
So in reality, there's pros and cons to each, right? Like being in your own walls has its benefits. You can keep things more private. Probably other benefits. I don't fucking know. Breaking down the walls has pros and cons. I mean, you're less lonely, but maybe you're now collectively part of a herd, like a herd mentality sort of thing.
Hey, but I heard herd immunity was good.
Herd immunity or hurt immunity?
Well, hurt immunity is just the revenge meme, which we have to end. No more hurting each other because you've been hurt.
Revenge immunity.
Yeah, revenge immunity is the new wave. You should be immune to revenge.
Thank you.
The revenge virus.
What do you want? Do you want to keep the walls or break them down?
I think maybe some walls might be necessary, but it's like we need to go back to at least maybe some aspect of a community where you could go and be with people, like go somewhere without the walls for a while, a couple hours, and then go back to your walls maybe later. But right now we're just too walled up. Too many walls.
Too many walls. Should we build?
It's like Attack on Titan. It's like, when's this colossal Titan going to come and just break open the walls?
It's like 2016. Yes. First of all, yes. Second of all, it's like 2016 again. It's like, what was Trump's big issue? What was the leading issue? It was like, build the wall. and now here we are wearing masks.
Like our own face walls.
Yes.
So I guess the wall really wasn't that, but it was the masks we learned along the way.
Whoa.
Yeah, the mind is very powerful. So you can...
Yes, and you've learned that over the last month, right? Yeah.
Hey, only takes 21 days to break a habit.
Ooh, love it. Love it. You'd be surprised what you can do once you break those bad habits. Those bad habits are killing you, people. Get off your fucking social media. Get off your fucking apps, dating apps. Get off your fucking ass. Go for a walk. Go to the end of your street. You might see a bird. The universe might speak to you and give you a sign. Stop being lazy. You quit simping.
Quit simping for laziness.
Exactly.
And simp for life.
Stop letting these apps control you in your fucking phone. Like, put the phone down.
It's not a life. That is not a life. Series of apps is not a life.
Stop letting your parents tell you you gotta get married in a year from now because time's running out. That's what we did, so you gotta do that now.
You have to live our lives the same way.
You're gonna make the same mistakes because
we sure would like that.
Because we don't want to tell our friends that you're not married yet.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I love the headphone thing. I could keep going now.
It's more power. It's like
woo, and now I'm hearing myself talk to myself. And I'm like, yeah, Ethan, keep going.
Well, you know what? More people need to just talk to themselves. Sometimes you go on a walk, you say the shit out loud, and you're having a conversation with yourself. And who knows you better than you?
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
So
right.
sometimes you got to embrace a little wacky, you know?
Yeah, don't get wrapped up in like
Don't get cringed out because you're doing something that's different, or you weren't taught this thing.
Thank you. Yep.
Don't get too judgmental,
Try to journal. Like I like journaling. Some people like doing like, recording themselves talking.
Start a podcast, start a vlog.
Start a podcast. Yeah.
I mean, write a comedy special, learn to bake a souffle.
Ooh.
Just anything besides trying to convince people that they're wrong because they voted for Joe Biden or Trump, Like, find a better hobby.
Yeah, thank you.
Please.
But, 4 more years of Trump. I guess that's what we get.
Yeah, it's confirmed, I guess.
I'm confirming it right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm calling it. Y'all can go put your money on Trump now.
Yeah. Okay, now that we're talking about the future president, I want to tell you about this skit I'm trying to shoot this week.
Yeah.
Where the premise of it is man reacts to time traveler telling him the rest of 2020. And
okay.
So it's like me on my computer, and it's like me from like comes out, and it's just like I'm telling you some things that are about to happen in the future.
Yeah.
And so when it comes to the president of the United States, they say in a out of the blue landslide victory, Lil Yachty becomes the first black trans women president elected.
Lil Yachty.
It's him dressed up as Oprah from that music video. But
Which music video? What?
Oprah's bank account.
Oh, okay. I like this.
So Lil Yachty finally gets the recognition he gets by being the first black woman trans president.
Now he's Big Yachty.
Big Yachty. Miss Yachty.
Miss Yachty. Miss Big Yachty.
Mrs. President.
Mrs. First Lady.
Miss, I'm
confused.
They lady.
They lady.
I don't know. First lady.
Would you have like the First Lady? Okay, that's the president's wife.
What about the president's mistress or girlfriend?
First gentleman? Is that what we're calling them? Ladies.
First gent?
First gent? What issues does he focus? Like, what would have happened if Hillary became president and Bill Clinton was like the first gentleman?
Oh, I guess I get to become the first gentleman. Jeffrey, what am I going to do now that I'm the first gentleman?
Ooh.
What did Jeffrey Epstein sound like?
I've never heard.
Does anybody know?
I've never heard him speak.
What if he sounded like, yeah, I'll get you those 14-year-old girls. Don't worry about me, Les Wexner. I'll get you that young pussy. Jeffrey, you sound like a complete imp, but thank God for securing this pussy.
Thank God he hung himself.
I mean, I would hang myself too if I talked like that. What am I going to do now that I'm in jail?
I guess I'll kill myself.
Jolene! Hide in New Hampshire! That's where Walt went! Remember Breaking Bad?
It's nice in New Hampshire.
Let Freya die!
Guess I'll die now.
And now we have a Trump country bumper sticker on our Live Free or Die state, so I guess we'll die now.
Oh, my God. Welcome. Welcome to the new world.
Welcome. Coming soon.
Coming soon.
Coming soon to DVD. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Thanks for watching.
Sounds good. Signing off.
What button do I press here?
Can
I do it this time?
Yeah, it's the stop button. Just hit it twice.